Greetings, Royals. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know if you guys can feel my energy, but I am so excited for the Real Housewives of Atlanta to return. It's like it's like seeing an old friend. You know how you like been away from your friends and things like that, and like, oh my God, it's been so long. So yes, it's definitely been so long. Kandi, Porsha, and Shamea, the ultimate housewife, showdown. Listen here, dive into the latest entertainment gossip that has everyone talking. In today's video, we're unpacking the latest from Kandi Burruss, who is ramping up her movie production game. You won't believe what she has in store. Then we spill the tea on Portia Williams as she navigates the waters of her newfound settlement, what's really going on behind the scenes. Lastly, we reveal all about Shamea's extravagant lifestyle as she's hitting the high notes and living life to the fullest. Don't miss out on the juiciest updates in the celebrity world. Make sure you watch, like, and subscribe for more sizzling content. Listen here, you all. When I tell you this season 16 has given me everything, baby, it's given me everything that I've been looking for, I've been waiting for, because y'all know I've been watching since the beginning. Let's get into it. Category Lover is here, says, watch Roa for years. Then let's talk about the Hey Norris, Tony. How are you? Let's talk about that because they were on for a while. Miss Nene Leaks, Miss Porsha, Miss Cynthia, Miss Kenya, Phaedra. We cannot forget about her. Remember, we had Lisa Wu, Kim Zolciak, you name it. I feel like when the show first started, it was cool and stuff, but it did get declassed. And Nene has said that. She was like, with Kenya here, she's going to declass the show. And as we can see on season Sweet 16, it wasn't so sweet for Kenya because Kenya had got laid off, you know, and sometimes we got to be careful of how we navigate and how we are moving out here, right? So let's get into Shamea because she was first, right? Let's get into Shamea. Shamea comes on. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys, okay, so you guys are seeing the glamour, the glitz and the glam. Y'all see that she has like this $9 million home. But thank God for that. However, Shamea is, when I say a very determined woman, perseverance is like an understatement for her. Beautiful, educated, sophisticated, and a girl of many talents. Let's start there. Shamea's daughter has some complications at birth, right? And she like outside of all that glitz and glam, she's like me. Like we're we can be extroverts, but really we're introverts. And home is where the heart is. Our children are our blessings. We don't take them for granted. Our husbands are everything. God is always first. Our husbands, then our children, right? Um, she is a girl's girl. I got a girl's girl. Hey, Quiet says real real G's no. Absolutely, real G's no. Okay. You are a blessing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you. I've been hurting all day. Listen here, I'm gonna send some positive healing towards you, and you're gonna feel better. Just move your body around a little bit and you should be fine. Okay. We're gonna send some positive healing towards you today. Okay. And here, I'll give you a little bit of sunlight. Here, let's give you a little sunlight. Give you a little sunlight, honey. Shout out to our royals. Shout out to our royals. We are here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, just minutes away from the historical Greenwood, as some may know as the Black Wall Street. We're only about 2 or 3 minutes away, and we're about 2 minutes away from the house. I don't know if you all know, but that movie, The Outsiders, was filmed here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're just about 2 minutes away. All right. So, did you receive that? Yes, you did. Oh, yes. Listen here. Absolutely. Thank the higher power. You know, I'm working for the higher power. I work for the Lord. All right, so let's get back into Shamea. So when I talk about Shamea, when I'm a little chilly, so if you guys hear me shaking a little bit, it's a little chilly out here. But when I think about Shamea, I just think that, colorism really plays a part. Colorism really plays a part, and people were looking at Shamea's like, oh my gosh, she's just the help, oh, she needs a friend. And really, she really showed her character when you're friends with two women that are at odds and you're neutral. You have a love for them. You're not going to put one down to uplift the other. And that's a characteristic that you will want one of your good girlfriends to have, right? It just keeps down a lot of confusion, and it just kind of keeps the sisterhood together, you know. God bless you. Thank you, baby. So when I saw Shamea, really like, okay, let me pop out, because y'all know that she is a radio host on the V103. She is the host at the Atlanta Hawks. So, girl, you can always listen. Tickets, she's the plug. If y'all thought Kandi was the plug, baby Miss Shamea is definitely the plug. Okay. Um, and like I said, her being a mother, her being a wife, we're going to get to see all that. We're going to get to see how fun she is. And also, we're going to get to see her speak her mind and really step out of the shadows and say, hey, this been her, been her. And I'm loving that they are putting more brown skinned girls up, more dark skinned girls up. I mean, that is really beautiful to see. Black is beautiful. I love my black. I love everything about us, right? So this is like her fashions, and Shamea to me is like she's like fresh air. She's like, you walk into a room, you're like, oh my God, what is that fragrance? So she's definitely given me a reason to be drawn in. It's like, oh, big homes, because when we first started, all the ladies had big homes. Do y'all not remember Deshawn Snow, who was the wife of that NBA player? Yeah, Lisa Wu and her husband. They stayed out there. I believe they stayed like next to like a golf course or something like that. And then they were doing real estate. I mean, you talking about luxury. I love luxury. I love the go big or go home, right? And speaking of going big or going home, Kim Zolciak, I feel like she would have been great up on this season. You know, Shamea purchased a $9 million house. Kim moving out of hers. And all of the antics with her and Croy, I think that that would have been good if they would have brought Kim on. That was a drama that we wanted to see because we had always seen Kim online putting the other girls down and this, that, and that. Remember, she told Needy that she was broke and she had the big papa guy around. But see, I want y'all to realize this. That woman was dealing with a married man, and she thought that when she had gotten married, that God was really gonna bless her. God's karma said, baby, karma started knocking at that multi-million dollar home that her, Croy, and the kids shared together. hmm So you gotta be careful how you read. Like you can read a person, but just know, don't read a person for facts. Like don't do the lie roasting and all that because then it takes away from your credibility, right? So enough of Kim. We got Kandi Burris. So Kandi Burris is working on some projects. She's out here producing. And one thing that I love about Kandi is she's very strategic. Y'all say, well, how was she strategic with the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Well, being on camera, getting familiar with the camera, um watching, having a husband that's a producer that he was worked on the show, so it really was like a data collection for her. It's like, let me learn this and then now let me go ahead and take it and make my own business, right? I mean, what a perfect team. And I could see why she didn't divorce Todd, because Todd is not a liability. Todd is an asset. When it's time for her to make a movie and things like that, baby, she don't have to go out and do all this, putting money out and this and that. She has a husband and he can kind of help her avoid the cost. You know what I'm saying? He has some expertise to it, right? But when you talk about legacy, Kandi is definitely leaving a legacy. She's got the candy coated, that bedroom candy, the bedroom candy, the the other things that she has on there, like like the gadgets and the toys and the panties that vibrate. Um, and you know what? I would like to try a pair of panties that vibrate. You know what? So Kandi, if you out there listening, send me a pair and I'm a have my husband give him the remote and then he just plug me, but power me up. I want to see what that's like. But Kandi, I'm so glad that she is definitely transitioning and her friends are there still holding up the show. And when I say her friends, because her and Porsha, I mean, they're all friends. So um I'm happy for her in her endeavors and what she is working on. And kudos to her for always showing us everything is possible. If you just put your mind to it, everything is possible. But we gotta keep showing up, just like I'm showing up today, giving y'all content after content after content, baby. I am serious about this, and I want you all to know it as well. So Kandi is very much so an inspiration. So shout out to Kandi and her motivation. It's not even Motivation Monday. All right. So we had to say the best for last. Okay, we have Porsha. We all know Porsha. Porsha Pooh. Porsha is definitely back up in the headlines, and I'm so excited that she is. I did catch her interview on The Breakfast Club, and I'm loving this Porsha. I'm loving this Porsha. This is the rejuvenated Porsha. Um, Portia really takes motherhood seriously, and and a lot of people don't understand this, but yeah, motherhood does definitely change you for the better. And, being able to say, hey, I know what life was like growing up, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and the downs. And, I don't want to be like my mom, but I want to be better than my mom or my dad. I don't want to be like my dad. I want to be better than my dad. So, restructuring and giving our children like the best life possible. And that's what I can say about all of us, like up on here, like Kandi, Shamea, Porsha. We all are mothers, and um, that's just something that you just cannot take away from a person. Being a mom, having a family, having our husbands, and no marriage is perfect, and it's giving it a chance and going through the process. And so I think that that's what we all have in common, right? So with Portia is actually in a divorce with her husband Sami Kubadia. If you all do not know, that man he is in detention. ICE had detained him, and he's been in, I believe, Lumpkin, Georgia, which is like a few hours away from Atlanta, Georgia. And so he's locked away. They had an arrangement to go to court on February the 26th of this year. And unfortunately, he was detained in ICE. Portia spoke on, the situation of, she didn't really just jump up into this marriage like, oh, let me get on the bandwagon. Let me get up in this car and start driving. No, Portia said, no, I don't mind being chauffeured around. But yeah, until we get these legal documents, until we can get your financial assets and this, that, and the third to my attorney, and we do this thing the right way, because I've been here before. I've been there, done that, right? And so she's been around the block. And that first time, Portia had given up a lot. And so this time around, it was like, okay, well, things are different. I have a child, like I have grown. Um, I love you, but I don't love you enough to where I'm going to sit up here and jeopardize me, my family, my daughter's legacy. And, Portia is I think the granddaughter of Hosea Williams, great granddaughter. I gotta look it up. But she comes from a line of civil rights activists, that's very prominent in the community, and has done great work and has fed the homeless, and countless other things. So to see her blossom and really take charge of her life, and now making better decisions, and well, the decisions that I just feel like she's been through some things, and we can tell somebody something over and over and over again, but us as adults, we have to go through things and kind of see them on our own, trust in the process, and just establishing um you know who we're becoming. If you are not changing on a basis, then it's really something wrong, because we're always in rotation to be better, be better friends, be better mothers, be better spouses, be better in the community. I mean, it's always ways that we're improving ourselves, right? So we cannot be hard on ourselves. So I say that to say this: Portia is going through a divorce, and whether if we understand it or not, this is something that she's being vulnerable, and take these as educational moments. I mean, there's always a message in something, and we can't, decide which messenger is going to give it to us. I just feel like when things resonate, you just kind of take it, and you move forward, because one thing that I did learn from her and through this is some other women may not have known. It's okay not for you not to move forward, if the man is not willing to, when it a prenup is involved, if he's not willing to be on board, that's kind of a sign right there, like, so if this doesn't go right, then he does have access to my belongings. And, so you just want to be secure and safe, right? When it comes to Portia, I say I did learn from this interview that Portia and the whole Nene situation, yeah, it did happen. And it happened. Portia said that it happened that she wasn't really in a space. There were just so many things going on. Nene was still hanging out with, Naomi and her Simon. And she just said, it was really a lot. And she had just had to process a lot of things. And I could see that. It's like, okay, I'm in a divorce and okay, they're friends, but like, sis, you with me or you with them, and so I could see that happening. But we have to understand that, and then I say but then we have to say that Simon and Naomi or Neo, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? So we don't know how long they were friends, what their relationship was, so we can't take away the fact from that, but in this society and in the culture, it's always been bros before you know what. So I just feel like Portia, with her being vulnerable on the show, and she also spoke in the interview about, Simon and how he was protesting her filming in the home and in their marital home, and her having to film at her mom's house and production, um, being patient with her. She's like, at one point in time, she's like, it was a lot going on. And she just told them, like, hey, I'm willing to be vulnerable, but if you guys are willing to acknowledge this, and this, as far as me traveling, I'm gonna feel at my mom's house, I'm going to court, but I'm willing to go through this. I'm willing to show I've grown. I'm handling this as a mature adult. I'm not bringing and dragging my kids. I'm always going to make sure kids are going to be first. No matter what my husband and I are going through, when our kids are here, like all he comes second. When it comes to a situation like this, and this is just to protect the children from the trauma. If we can handle things in this other room over here, we don't agree. Let's have this agreement around the corner. We're not going to have this conversation in front of the kids. So when it even comes to him being in ISIS, situation, I'm pretty sure that Portia would have opened up the doors to make the kids available. But, there are sisters and brothers that are still alive, and we don't know what Simon's arrangements were. But this has been planned out online. So I think it's fair for us to see it play out on the show. Some people say that, okay, well, if Portia's being on the chopping block, and I should have had Phaedra's photo up here, but Phaedra, maybe will there be a conversation? Will somebody be messy and bring up, the little accusations? Will they make it heated? I mean, will it go left? Because people are asking Portia about her allegedly taking that man. Well, I want you all to know that I thank you all so much for coming to this broadcast. We have come to the end of it. Listen here, you can share your opinions in the comments. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I am your host, Queen Tosa, and I have to drop you off in Queen City. Amen. A prayer, a person that wants to share love. Yes, hallelujah. All right, on that note, I have to drop out into Queen City. So long.